everybody, today's Saturday, October 15th, 2016, and I just got home from a big day. So I will go ahead and tell you what I did. I went to see my guy, and I went also, well, we went to the mall because I was gonna get my Daiths pierce, which is the, I'm not gonna touch it because I just got it done, but it's the, you see two ridges in my ear, not this top one. This is your helix right here, your forward helix as you come to the forward, and then there's a ridge right below that's called your rook, and then right below that, which I'm not gonna touch, is called your Daith. And I got both of mine done. And the reason why I got them done is because for a couple of years off and on I wanted them, I thought they looked cool, you know, kind of thing, and I was on again, off again, whether I wanted it, whether I didn't. There for a while I was kind of turned off to getting myself pierced because I had a bad experience. In my 20s, I'm like in my 30s right now, but in my 20s I had my conch pierced on both sides, and I also had my forward helix right here pierced, and that was done with a gun, which I don't recommend. My conch was done at a piercing shop with a needle. That was a good experience in itself, but it didn't heal right, and it was my fault. I'll explain. When I had my forward helix done, I got it with the idea in mind that I was gonna put an industrial bar through it, because you see this orbital right here? I don't know if you can see it, but the bottom hole, I used that before I put this jewelry in it to make it an orbital. I had the top hole already, but I used the bottom hole to put a bar through it to make an industrial. Bad idea, because the angle of my new piercing, my forward helix, the angle of that was not made with that in mind. Anyway, fast forward, I had to have that removed by my ear doctor, and he also removed my conch piercings because they were granulated, and that too was my fault, because when I got them done, I was working in a call center for a clinic, like a medical clinic, so I had to wear a headset, and the headset went right over those piercings, so it didn't give those piercings a chance to heal, so granulation started. So anyway, that was my bad experience with ear piercings. All my other piercings you see, my lobes, I got the lobes done, and when I was a baby, I posted a video of all my piercings. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description. But I'll go ahead and show you what I got done today. My Daith. I call it a Daith piercing, D-A-I-T-H. I've heard it called Daith, and I don't know why. If somebody knows why it's also called Daith, please explain, because I am very curious. I am a kind of I'm a word person, so I love words. So yeah, if you know why it's also called Daith, I would love to know. So anyway, I'm going to show you. I got this one done first. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then I also got this one done just minutes after. Hopefully you can see it in there. And I am going to kind of take you through this experience. So my guy and I kind of dragged him with me because I wanted to get the whole thing filmed for you guys, and sadly that didn't happen. But we went in there, we walked up to the counter. Well, I walked up to the counter, he sat down. So I was like, okay, I'd like to get my Daith pierced on both sides. And she's like, yeah, okay. The receptionist, she's really nice. Everybody there was really nice. And she explained to me, you know, it's going to be this much, it's going to include the jewelry, but if you want to, you can upgrade for from the stainless steel horseshoe thing to a titanium. And if you get the titanium, the healing process will be much more smooth. So like, yeah, let's do it. Anyway, so she introduced me to the piercer. Her name's Brande, real nice gal. I filled out the paperwork. I sat down, filled out the paperwork, and another gal, I guess, was setting up the room, and my guy was sitting next to me. He was like, yeah, he's really patient, you know, he's just really laid back, go with the flow kind of guy. He's a great sport. Anyway, before I knew it, everybody was ready. So they called me to the room, and when we walked in, there was this table kind of contraption. It was like a black table. It looked like a dentist chair, but it was adjustable. Even the leg part that goes right under your thighs, even those were adjustable. It was really cool. I've never seen anything like it. I was like, oh wow, it's really comfortable. So anyway, I laid down on that, and she had me turn my head to the left. She cleaned my right ear, turned to the right, cleaned my left ear, and I kept my head this way because she did this ear first, and it was really easy. She was very quick, so I could feel her kind of line things up, and she's like, okay, going, you know, deep breath. When you let it out slowly. So, oh, no problem. Deep breath, let it out. Before I let it out, done. No big deal. But I have to say too that I have an unusually high pain threshold, so I don't really react a whole lot to pain, unless I'm in like really severe agony. But anyway, she got the ring in, she tightened the ball on there, she cleaned it up real good. There was an apprentice in there. I believe she was an apprentice because this is my first experience with this kind of thing, but there was a second person in there, and I'm assuming she's an apprentice. She's a very nice gal, but she was the one, she took the Q-tip and kind of pressed it in there because she wanted to clean up anything that was going on. So she held it in there. Honestly, I felt that more than the piercing itself. I don't want to say it hurt, but there was pressure. But she was as gentle as she could be. Anyway, this ear behaved itself. This ear, on the other hand, piercing went smooth. It went great. You know, painless as a piercing can be. You know, Brande is very quick. Same process. Breathe in, breathe out slowly. Bim, bam, boom, you're done. But when Amber, the apprentice, came in with the Q-tip, she held it in there pretty good, and she was just doing her job. She was just making sure it stopped bleeding. That was her goal, you know, because this one was a bleeder for some reason. This one didn't bleed as much, but Amber really held it in there, and she got the job done. Anyway, that took a little bit longer than my left ear. But yeah, eventually this one stopped bleeding, and I was done. I got up. They said, get up slowly. You know, no big deal. I got up. I sat there a minute while they talked, and they went over the aftercare, which I'll share that with you. And I looked in the mirror, and I'm happy. I'm a happy gal. So I asked if they sold piercing care, which they do. And this is called Blind Piercer. I've never heard of it, but it comes in a bottle that looks like this. It's called Blind Piercer. And I'm going to go over the aftercare instructions with you really quick. It says to clean your ears with this, just spray it on there. I've never operated this because I just got home from the piercing. But you twist it somehow. And, oh, okay. So you twist it, and there's a little opening, and you spray. I'm not going to do it right now. But then when you're done, you just want to close it. So you spray it 2 to 3 times a day, And each time you do it, you want to wait 10 minutes and then rinse it really good. You don't want to move your jewelry because that just aggravates your piercing. But I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. Okay, what to do. Spray 2 to 3 times a day. Wash your hands prior to touching the piercing. Leave it alone except when cleaning. During healing, it is not necessary to rotate your jewelry. Stay healthy. The healthier your lifestyle, the easier it will be for your piercing to heal. Get enough sleep and eat a nutritious diet. Exercise during healing is fine. Listen to your body. Make sure your bedding is washed and changed regularly. Wear clean, comfortable, breathable clothing that protects your piercing while you are sleeping. Showers tend to be safer than taking baths, as bathtubs can harbor bacteria. If you bathe in a tub, clean it well before each use and rinse off your piercing when you get out. What to avoid? No Q-tips or cotton balls. Avoid cleaning with betadine, hibiscines, alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, diol, or other harsh soaps, as these can damage cells. Also avoid ointments as they prevent necessary air circulation. Avoid Bactine, pierced ear care solutions, and other products containing benzalkonium chloride (BZK). These can be irritating and are not intended for long-term wound care. Avoid over-cleaning. This can delay your healing and irritate your piercing. Avoid undue trauma such as friction from clothing, excessive motion of the area, playing with the jewelry, and vigorous cleaning. These activities may prolong healing and cause other complications. Avoid all oral contact. Don't have to worry about that with me because my tongue's long, but it's not going to reach my ears. Avoid rough play and contact with others' bodily fluids on or near your piercing during healing. Avoid submerging the piercing in unhygienic bodies of water such as lakes, pools, hot tubs, etc. Or protect your piercing using a waterproof wound sealant bandage. Avoid all beauty and personal care products on or around the piercing, including cosmetics, lotions, and sprays, etc. Don't hang charms on or any objects from your jewelry until the piercing is fully healed. Disclaimer. These guidelines are based on a combination of vast professional experience, common sense research, and extensive clinical practice. This is not to be considered a substitute for medical advice from a doctor. If you suspect an infection, seek medical attention. Okay, so you're probably wondering where I got it done. I got it done. If you're in Central California, I highly recommend taking a trip to Vintage Faire Mall in Modesto. There's a place in there on the first floor. It's called Body Jewels. It's been there for a few years now at least, and they have a lot of body jewelry to choose from. But they pierce your daith. If you're gonna get your daith done, they pierce it with a circular barbell like in my ears. But yeah, and her name is Brande. She's a really nice gal. Everybody there is really nice. Very, very professional. I also got to throw that in there. I mean, I've been to piercing tattoo shops where the professionalism, I guess, or the, I guess professionalism is the only word I can come up with, is not very high on the priority list, but with Body Jewels, it is. So I highly recommend them. And Brande is very, very quick. She doesn't beat around the bush. She just gets the job done and you're done. And anyway, that is my daith piercing video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment below. And I will see you in my next video.